जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा, प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा, गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, राधा माधव अष्टसखी की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, गौर निताय की जय, पंच तत्व की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया, भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठुकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं, परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Every one of you. So today we are on a very interesting topic. Our discussion is going to be, and that is mainly power of association with the devotees and the benefits one gets simply by associating with devotees. So how important it is in our life to associate with the devotees, that's what we will see today in today's class. So here it is text 25. Today we are going to start. And this text 25 is a very, very important shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Satam prasangan mama veera samvido, satam prasangan mama veera samvido, bhavanti hritkarna rasayanaha kataha, bhavanti hritkarna rasayanaha kataha. Tajjoshanad ashva apavargavartmani, tajjoshanad ashva apavarga Vartmani Tajoshanat Tajoshanat Ashva Apavarga Vartmani Shraddharatir Bhaktir Anukramishati Shraddharatir Bhaktir Anukramishati Shraddharatir Bhaktir Anukramishati Tatam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayanaha kataha tajoshanat ashva apavargavartmani rabdaratir bhaktir anukramashyati. Translation. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. I'll repeat again. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Somebody please read the purport. Somebody.
The process of advancing in Krishna consciousness and devotional service is described here. The first point is that one must seek the association of persons who are Krishna conscious and who engage in devotional service. Without such association, one cannot make advancement. Simply by theoretical knowledge or study, one cannot make any appreciate advancement. One must give up the association of materialistic persons and seek the association of devotees, because without the association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. Generally, people are convinced of the impersonal features of the absolute truth because they do not associate with devotees. They cannot understand that the absolute truth can be a person and have personal activities. This is very difficult subject matter, and unless one has personal understanding of the absolute truth, there is no meaning to devotion. Service or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Service must be offered to a person. Non-devotees cannot appreciate Krishna consciousness by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature wherein the activities of the Lord are described. They think that these activities are fictional, manufactured stories because spiritual life is not explained to them in the proper mood. To understand the personal activities of the Lord, one has to seek the association of devotees, and by such association, when one contemplates and tries to understand the transcendental activities of the Lord, the path to liberation is open and he is freed. One who has firm faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes fixed, and his attraction for association with the Lord and the devotees increases. Association with the devotees means associations with the Lord. The devotee who makes this association develops the consciousness for rendering service to the Lord, and then being situated in the transcendental position of devotional service, he gradually becomes perfect. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
ज्ञाननिवृन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशालकयः चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, but my spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I pay my humble and respectful obeisances unto him. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya is saying Sadhusanga, sarva shastra kaya. Lavamatra sadhusanga, sarva siddhi haya. Simply, lavamatra means a fraction of a second of association with devotees can make a big change in our life and we can become devotees of the. Very important. So association, with whom we associate, that matters. And what topics we discuss in that association, that matters. Generally, we are taught right from our childhood, associate with the right type of person. Don't associate with wrong people. Don't have wrong friends. Have good friends. All these things we are taught. The same thing is applicable here also. Associating with drunkards, with people who are drunkards, we will also become a drunkard. And if we associate with devotees, what will happen? We will learn about devotional service. We will learn the purpose of life. What is life? What is our objective of life? Who is the Supreme Lord? How are we to connect with the Supreme Lord? What seva should we do to the Lord? And how to get out of this world. Not just to get out of this world, that is not the objective, but how to be very closely related with the Supreme Lord and keep serving Him by realizing our original position. What is our Swarupa? Jivere Swarupa hoye Krishnere Nityadasa. That's our original position. Our original position is that we are all eternal servants of Krishna. It goes across. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. Now, how do we get to know all these things? Our school education doesn't teach us all these things. We are all totally out. Now, everything is only taught is Jack and Jill went up the hill. That's what is being taught. I do not know how that is going to be helpful for anybody. Yes, to some extent, you can become an engineer, you can become a chartered accountant, you can become a doctor. For your material activities, yes, that can be helpful. But for your life, for your Atma, no. After all, I am this person, right? I am the proprietor of this body. When I say I am the proprietor of my body, that means I am something beyond this body. And my material education is giving me all the facilities to make this body comfortable. That's what it's to. Earn well, take care of this body, all those things it is doing. But more than that, what is important is I, the person who is sitting inside this body, who is the proprietor of this body, I should know, I should be able to realize myself, what am I, from where have I come, what is my duty, what is my relationship with the Supreme Lord, all these things are, and we come to know only by studying the Shastra. And that study of Shastra also, there is a way of studying the Shastra. Can I study the Shastra on my own and understand anything? The Shastra itself says that is not possible. If you want to study the Shastra, you have to study under the guidance of a teacher. It says you should have a guru, and only under the guidance of a guru you will be able to understand the Shastra. Now, how do I get a guru? In order to get a guru itself, first of all, I must have that faith. It starts with faith. I must have some shraddha, some interest, some faith is there. We are all very fortunate in India. We all have got some connection or the other with the temples around, with the people who are sadhus. We have got some connection of that. So some understanding is there, basic understanding is there. But then that basic understanding, if we kindle it nicely, then a real firm faith can develop in our heart about the Supreme Lord. And if that firm faith about the Supreme Lord develops, then Krishna says that he will make arrangements to get us into the association of devotees. So from Shraddha, it comes to Sadhu Sangha. So I am able to get into an association of devotees, but I have to be really genuinely interested in getting into the association of devotees. And the minute I get into the association of devotees, in the association of devotees, I learn bhajana kriya. What should I do? How I should chant the holy name of the Lord. Why should I chant the holy name of the Lord? All this, how, why, what, all these things are taught to us. It's not just blindly we do it. We understand why we are doing it, and then only we do it. So the first thing here it says is, the first point is in our life, in our spiritual life, is that one must seek the association of persons who are in Krishna consciousness and who engage in devotional service. The minute I associate with a person who is engaging in devotional service, then I am getting an opportunity to learn from him. This Shastra is unfortunately something, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these are not taught in our schools and colleges. This we have to learn only from the devotees of the Lord. We have to learn from a guru who is coming in a parampara. Only when we learn like that, then we'll be able to understand this properly. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnene sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas darshana. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, you have to approach a guru and learn from him. You cannot learn on your own. He's also explained that. So, if that is the case, and when I associate with the devotees, then only everything is open to me, open to my eyes. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, sadhu sangha, sarva shastrakaya. All the shastras are telling, associate with devotees, associate with the devotees. Why? Why should I associate with devotees? In the next line, he is saying, lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi haya. Everything gets opened up for us. Sarva siddhi. Sarva siddhi means our life itself becomes successful. And when do you say your life is successful? One's life is successful? One's life is successful when at the time of leaving this body, one is able to remember the Supreme Lord. Antakale cha mameva smaranutva kareva. Yat prayasi tabbhava yati nasti atra samshayaha. Krishna says, if you are able to remember me at the time of death, you will definitely attain me. Of this, there is no doubt. Asamshayaha, he says that. So now, how will I get that knowledge? Just by reading the literature? No, I will not get it. Literature. I have to associate with the devotees. And in the association of devotees, I have to do seva for the Vaishnavas and the Supreme Lord. That devotional service has to be done. And when the devotional service is done, in the association of devotees, not individually, again I'm making it clear, only in the association of devotees when we do it, we also develop all the good qualities of a devotee. And what are the good qualities of the devotee? That has been explained in the previous 2 slokas. 3 slokas it has been explained, right? So if you go into text 21, you see the text 21? What the text 21 is saying now? The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. So when are you tested out whether you are tolerant or intolerant? When you are alone? When you are alone, if there is any point in being tolerant, with whom are you tolerant? No. You are tolerant only when you are in the company of others. Titikshasavaha. So titikshavaha means being tolerant. And that tolerance comes only when you are in the association of devotees, when you have to tolerate others. Tolerance is a very, very important quality in a devotee. Without tolerance, one cannot make progress in spiritual life. And in the association of devotees, we are taught how to be tolerant. We have to face several situations. Several types of people are there in this world. And we have to meet all types of people, and with everybody we have to be tolerant. There may be some people who may be openly, outrightly, outrightly, they may insult us also sometimes. So antagonistic they may be towards us. All these things are possible in this world. But still, I have to be tolerant of such persons. And that I learn only when I am in the association of people. Otherwise, I cannot. When I got all these material attachments, when I got that aham mameti in my heart, I am supreme, everyone should respect me. When I got all such feelings, tolerance will not come, humility will not come. But when I am in the association of devotees, I am being taught that you have to be tolerant, you have to be humble. I am taught in the association of devotees. And I also get a practical training there, because various situations come up and I cannot afford to lose my temper. I cannot afford to show on my face my what do you call that? My unhappiness, etc. I'm being taught, tolerate. Don't worry. It's not artificially I'm putting up, but very naturally I learned to be tolerable, or rather very tolerant. Very naturally I learned to be tolerant towards others. That's why in Shikshashtakam also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi Shunichena Tararapi Saishuna Amanin Amanin. Here also it is being said. And when I'm in the association of devotees, what happens? My material attachment gets reduced. Because constantly the topic here is what? Topic here is about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's greatness, etc. So my material attachment gets reduced. When my material attachment gets reduced and the spiritual attachment increases, automatically what happens is that daya, what is required in the heart, that also comes, I also become merciful. Because I understand I need to go and preach to others about Krishna consciousness. And preaching Krishna consciousness is not easy. You talk to 10 people. What happens to 10 people? Not everybody is going to take it up. In India, especially, people say, we already know Bhagavad Gita. We already know Bhagavatam. Everything we know. And what do you ask them, what do you know in that Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita? They don't have an answer. They have got their own cooked up stories they also to tell. But when I go out to preach to people, there are several questions that are asked. Some provoking questions are also asked. But still I have to be tolerant with all those things. I cannot afford to lose my temper on those people. I cannot fight back, shout back at them. I cannot do all those things. I have to learn to be tolerant. And that is how I learned real tolerance. I also learned humility. You take the case of Dhritarashtra and Vidura. Okay. Vidura and Dhritarashtra come from the same family. Dhritarashtra was totally attached to material activities, material things, positions, power, etc. Vidura was totally out of it. Vidura was not at all interested in these things. And Vidura gave advice to Dhritarashtra right from the childhood. He was very close to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra and Vidura were very close. And Vidura always used to give good advice to Dhritarashtra. Matter is different, whether he accepted it or not, that's a different thing. But Dhritarashtra in the heart of hearts, he knew that Vidura is giving me the right advice. He knew that, But unfortunately for him, because of his son, he could not accept many of the advices. Then Vidura was sent out of the house. Even after Vidura was sent out of the house, Vidura again came back. After going for all the Tirtha Yatra, again he comes back. At that time, he knows only the Pandavas are taking care of Dhritarashtra. And he again gives advice to Dhritarashtra and asks him to come with him and say, let us do the spiritual. I have to give you some spiritual enlightenment. The point what I'm trying to tell is here, he was driven out of the house, right? Was it necessary for him to again come back and give good counsel to Dhritarashtra? Really, it was not necessary, but still he did it. Similarly, the devotees also, what they do? They come and preach to us. The devotees come and preach to others. They tell the same thing again and again. Please chant, please chant. All these things we keep on telling again and again. The devotee, the other non-devotees may or may not take it up. The common man may or may not take it up. But again and again we come and tell the same thing. Is it not? Why do we do that? This is because of our merciful nature. We have realized the importance of doing devotional service. We are able to see the benefits of doing devotional service. And those benefits, we want to pass it on to everybody. And because we want to pass on the benefits of doing devotional service to everyone, we are very eager that others also take it up. And that's why we are very merciful and friendly to all living entities. And when we are doing this, the devotees have no enemies. For the simple reason, the devotee is not your competitor. The enmity comes only when with somebody else who is also trying to achieve the same thing that I am trying to. In an office, you are working, two persons are working, two colleagues are working. There is a competition between them. They are very good friends, etc. But both of them are working for the same thing of getting an increment, good increment, getting a promotion, etc. When one gets and another doesn't get, the other person feels a bit envious about the person who has got. And sometimes severe backbiting also takes place because of that, All these things also happen. So he has no enemies. He is very peaceful. If he gets also, he is happy. If he doesn't get also, he is not unhappy. That's the situation he is there. He abides by the scriptures and all his characteristics are sublime. He has got no attachment for anything that is material. And for the sake of the Lord, he is willing to renounce anything. Anashaktasya vishyan yataraham upayunjataha nirbandaha Krishna sambandhe uktam vairagyam uchyate is being said. He has renounced everything. He has got no attachment for anything material. But still he will accept anything that is given to him if it can be used in the service of Krishna, not for his own sake. So that's why it says uktam vairagyam uchyate. Such a person is a great vairagi. That's what is being explained. I'm talking of the text 22 also I covered. And in text 23 it says, they engage constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Person of Godhead. The sadhus do not suffer from material miseries because they are always filled with thoughts of my pastimes and activities. The miseries don't affect the devotees of God. Not that they are the miseries don't come in their life. Miseries also come in their life. But then they learn how to face life. They know all these things are given by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. They know that nothing is permanent. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. It doesn't remain. And they don't have much attachment. They don't have great ambition to do many things in this material world. Devotees are also ambitious in a way. Prabhupada was greatly ambitious, is it not? How ambitious Prabhupada was. Prabhupada was so ambitious that he wanted to make the entire world Krishna conscious. His ambition was in the spiritual activities. And all of us should have ambition in the spiritual activity. Our ambition is to make this life the last life for all of us. That type of ambition is very good. But ambition to become the richest man in this world, ambition to become the most powerful man in this world, ambition to become the most popular man in this world, no. Those things can really bring miseries in one's life. Very sad that is. That can bring a lot of miseries in one's life. So, it's being explained, when you are not such ambitious, what happens to you? Material miseries also attack you. Because whatever you want, it doesn't materialize. Everything is manufactured in the mind. And Bhagavatam explains that mind is the biggest enemy. You have to take care of the mind very clearly, very effectively. You have to keep the mind under control. Because if the mind is not under control, the mind can create havoc in one's life. The mind has to be kept under control. And that Bhagavatam teaches how to keep the mind under control. By engaging the mind constantly in the service of Krishna. Your material education doesn't teach these things. That is why today, if you go to US and the Western world, almost about 20-30% of the population, they are suffering from psychological problems. All because they are driven by these material ambitions. They are not able to understand that according to your karma, whatever you are eligible for, you will get it. You don't have to make any special effort. You can put in an effort. You should. It doesn't mean that you have no ambition. Yes, you can have ambition. You can work towards it. But like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, karmanya vadakaraste mahaparishu pravasam. One has to remember that you can have all the ambition and you want to do everything. That can happen. But then there is no guarantee that your ambition will get fulfilled. And if your ambition is not getting fulfilled, as a devotee, you are not affected by that. You know, it's Krishna's desire. If Krishna wills, he will give it to me. If Krishna's will is that he should not give it to me, I will not get it. So it doesn't matter both ways. If I get also, I'm happy. If I don't get it, I'm also not unhappy. So that type of teaching, from where will you get? Only in your spiritual books you will get it. And that's what makes a very, very big difference in our life. So that's what is being said here, that great devotees are not affected by the material miseries of life. Not at all affected. And in today's verse, again, we saw that from this word. So, after saying this, Kapila Devi is telling Devotee, you try to take association of such persons, because such person, associating only with such persons, you will be able to make progress in your spiritual life. And today in this thing is explaining in the association with pure devotees, what happens? Discussion of the pastimes and activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead are done. And any discussion on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, any discussion on the activities of the and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, they're all very, very pleasing. We would have heard it several times, but still hearing it again and again brings us only real happiness. Machitta madgata prana bodhentaha parasparam katantashamam nityam tushyanti cha ramati cha. Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that. Is it not? My devotees always discuss my pastimes and they are very, very happy. When such discussion is taking place, then what happens? Krishna. Where does Krishna stay there then? That comes the next question, he said. So Krishna, so the Padma Purana is also saying, it's explained, Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hrideshuva tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha. He says, I do not reside in Vaikunta. Yoginam hrideshuva. I don't stay in the hearts of the yogis. Oh Narada, then where do I stay? Tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti madbhaktaha. Now, Narada, I reside wherever my devotees sing my glories. He says that. So, in the association of the Supreme Lord also becomes physically present where the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are being discussed. Just as is being said, whenever anybody is discussing Ramacharitra, Hanumanji comes and stays there. And Hanumanji also next to him. In this case, when we discuss Krishna Katha, Krishna himself comes. And he wants to sit and listen to what is being discussed about. Such a nice thing, is it not? And in the presence of the Supreme Lord, what can go wrong? Nothing can go. Nothing can, in the presence of the Supreme Lord. And when the Supreme Lord is always staying with the devotees, what can go wrong for the devotees? The devotees are totally dependent upon the Lord. They are given up their life completely for the Lord. So the Lord also has got a responsibility to take care of the devotees. He takes care of everybody, but he has got a special responsibility towards his devotees to take care of them. So that's what is being said. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. Thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. He is freed from all the material attachments. Not that he is not doing any material activity. Probably he is still working in a company and he is going to the company and he is doing some activity there. But he is not attached to that. His attachment is all for Krishna. And even in the company, when he comes, he will talk about Krishna only with his colleagues. That's what he will do. Because his interest is in that and he wants everybody to benefit out of it. So his attraction is fixed towards spiritual life, spiritual activities, devotional service for Krishna and the Vaishnavas. And his attachment when that attachment increases, automatically attraction and attachment for material activities reduce this mind. I'm going to text 26 now. It's being said, Bhaktya puman jate viraga aindriyat drishta shrutan mad rachananu chintaya chishtasya ato grahane yoga yukto yatishyate rajobir yoga margaihi. Translation: thus consciously engaged in devotional service in the association of devotees, a person gains distaste for sense gratification, both in this world and in the next, by constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord. This process of Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of mystic power. When one is actually situated on the path of devotional service, he is able to control the mind. It says, read the purport, please.
In all scriptures, people are encouraged to act in a pious way so that they can enjoy sense gratification, not only in this life but also in the next. For example, one is promised promotion to the heavenly kingdom of higher planets by pious fruitive activities. But a devotee in the association of devotees purpose to complete the activities of the Lord. How?
Contemplate. The first to contemplate the activities of the Lord.
Here. Contemplate the activities of the Lord, how He has created this universe, how He is maintaining it, how the creation dissolves, and how in the spiritual kingdom of the Lord pastimes are going on. There are full literatures describing these activities of the Lord, especially Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Samhita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. The sincere devotee who associate with the devotees get the opportunities to hear and contemplate this subject of the pastime of the Lord. And the result is that he feels distaste for so-called happiness in this or that world, in heaven or on the other planets. The devotees are simply interested in being transferred to the personal association of the Lord. They have no more attraction for temporary so-called happiness. That is the position of one who is yoga yukta, one who is fixed in mystic or is not disturbed by the allurement of this world or that world. He is interested in the matter of spiritual understanding or the spiritual situation. This sublime situation is very easily attained by the easiest process, Bhakti Yoga, Rujabir Yoga, Yoga Marga. A very suitable word used here is Yujabai or very easy. They are different process of Yoga Marga, attaining yoga perfection. But this process, devotional service to the Lord, is the easiest. Not only is it the easiest process, but the result is sublime. Everyone, therefore, should try to take this process of Krishna conscious and reach the highest perfection of life. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Generally, when you talk to people, what is your objective? They say we want to go to Swargaloka. That's what people talk generally. They do not know beyond anything beyond Swargaloka. But what they are not able to understand is Swargaloka is also one of the 14 planets. This Brahmanda has got 14 planets, right? So this is Bhuloka, we are there. Bhurloka, Swarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Brahmaloka. Similarly, below this Bhuloka also, Atala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala, like that it comes. So 7 plus 7, 14 lokas are there total, right? So when you are trying to say that I'm going to go to Swargaloka, you're only going to 2 lokas above us, this place. You are not getting liberation. People are moving in these 14 lokas up and down, up and down. Abhuna loka, it is being explained in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita that people are simply moving up and down in this Brahmanda. Amongst the 14 lokas, people are moving. But actually, one has to get liberated from this entire Brahmanda. Because in all the 14 lokas, you have got the miseries and happiness. No loka is free from that. Repeated birth and death is there in all the 14 lokas. So if you want to get out of it, then what you should do? Explains that Sarvadharman Pratyaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. That's the only solution. You have to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Unfortunately, people only think in terms of Swargaloka so that they can live happily. They should do all pious activities so that they will get good results. This is what we have been generally told, which is good. We should do good things. We also get good benefits. That's also very good. But then there is something beyond that. And beyond that is doing a greater service to the humanity, and that is of preaching Krishna consciousness to everyone and giving this Krishna's message to everyone. Why? Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter, again, those who preach my message, they are very, very dear to me, and they will definitely come to me. He says that. So if we are going to be what can be better than being dear to Krishna? If someone is very dear to Krishna, will he not be taken care of by Krishna? Can there be anything better than that? So our objective should be to become closer to Krishna, serve the Vaishnavas. Simple. Associate with the Vaishnavas. Associate with Krishna. Everything is possible. That is possible by simply taking to devotional service in the association of devotees. But then it all starts with faith and association, sadhu sangha. From sadhu sangha only comes your bhajana kriya. We are engaged in the association of devotees to do different types of devotional service. And when we are engaged in doing devotional service, then what happens next? Anartha nivritti. Slowly all the offensive mentality that we have will be liberated from all those offensive mentality. Is there anybody in this group who is very pure, who doesn't have any offensive mentality? All of us have offensive mentality. It is there. It is born naturally for all of us. It's very unfortunate, For material attachment, you don't have to put any effort. Automatically it comes. But to be detached from material things, you need to have to really put in an effort. Then only you'll be able to detach yourself. To become Krishna conscious is not very natural. Although we are very naturally, we are all, the Krishna consciousness is dormant in our heart. We have to awaken. To be attached to Krishna, we have to really put in an effort. But to attach all the wrong things in this world, in this life, no need to put any effort. Automatically we get attached to it. Correct? That's the way it is. Life is like this. To get angry is very natural. But not to get angry, you have to put in an effort. Many things are like that. To become a really good person, everything, effort has to be put. To develop that good character, good qualities in life, one has to put efforts. It doesn't come very naturally. If it comes very naturally, then that means you are already a devotee of the Lord. Because the devotees have got all the good qualities of the devatas. It is being explained. So in that case, situation here is being explained. So as I said, we are being told, do good things. That's very nice. We should do good things. Even devotees do good things. But let it not stop with philanthropic activities, feeding the poor, constructing hospitals, schools, colleges, excellent activities. They are all required in society. That has to be done. Because Krishna also says charitable activities must be done. He says that. But that is not the end of it. For all the charitable activities that we do, we will get good benefits. Because I'm doing charitable activities in this material world. So I will get a good benefit. In the next Janma, either in this Janma or the next Janma, I can be born in a rich family or in a very aristocratic family where I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. Because we know this karma theory. For all the good things that I do, I should get the benefits. For all the bad things I do, I should suffer. We all know. So all these are good material activities. And for all such good material activities, I'll enjoy either in this life or in the next life. But does that guarantee liberation from this world? No. Does that guarantee that I will go closer to Krishna? No. I can go closer to Krishna only by doing devotional service. And that devotional service I can do only in the association of devotees. All alone can I do it? I can read the scripture and do it? No. You may read the scripture, but you will not understand it properly. We will not be able to develop those qualities which are required in a devotee. For that, we have to be in the association of devotees. So that's why it says that when you do all in the association of devotees, thus consciously engaged in devotional service, in the association of devotees, a person gains distaste for sense gratification. Even when I'm doing alone, that desire for showing off my knowledge, the desire for being recognized as a great learned scholar of Vedic education, Vedic Vedas, that comes in my heart. All these things also come in my heart. And that is also an attachment for for puja in this world, to be recognized and to be praised by others. That is also an attachment for material things. So, what happens when I do my devotional service? A person gains distaste for sense gratification, both in this world and in the next, by constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord. This process of Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of mystic power. When one is actually situated on the path of devotional service, he is able to control the mind. How is he able to control the mind? Is controlling the mind so easy? Not at all. Mind cannot be controlled. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chanchalam eva hi mana Krishna, he says that. Mind is very, very turbulent. Constantly it is turbulent. So how to control the mind? Not possible to control the mind, but the mind can be channelized. The minute I start thinking in terms of Krishna, Krishna's activities, the pastimes of Krishna, the service to be done for Krishna, the Vaishnavas, the great sannyasis, all these things, I start thinking how to chant nicely to please Krishna, how to chant nicely to do nice bhoga I can do, how can I do nice arti for Krishna, how can I sing the kirtans for Krishna nicely. When I think of all these things, my mind is engaged in thinking of Krishna. And that's how it comes under control, because when anything material that comes up, the mind simply discards it. It throws it away. It says, no, I don't want to accept it. Get out of my mind. And again, Krishna consciousness comes into the mind. Constantly, I'm able to think of Krishna. And that is what is Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? Constantly thinking of Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. And that is made possible only by doing devotional service in the association with devotees. On my own, silting all around, without the association of devotees, if I try to do that, in Kali Yuga, it is impossible. Nama Sankirtanam Mesya Sarva Papa Pranasham Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Haripara. Nama Sankirtanam Mesya, that means what? Congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Congregation means what? In the association of devotees. So I have to be constantly thinking, how can I associate with the devotees? If you are in the stock market, what do? You meet people you meet others who are also in the stock market to get some tips, to understand what their views are, so that I can make money. But if I'm in devotional service, I like to meet people who are in the devotees of the Lord, so that I can learn many things from them and how to progress in my devotional life. So in this way, my mind is drawn away from all the material activities, and it is drawn closer and closer to devotional service only unto Krishna. And the next text 27, it says, Asevayayam prakriter gunanam nanena vairagya vijrumbitena yogena mayarpitaya cha bhaktya mam pratyag atmanam iha varudde. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge in renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. Very nicely it's being said by Kapila Deva. He says this, by not engaging in the modes of material nature, and by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge in renunciation, and by practicing yoga, means the mind is always fixed in devotional service under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. That is the best, it is not highest, to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to associate with Sri Krishna. And that Krishna is guaranteeing here. It is possible. Come through the association of devotees. Do seva and all. Read the purport, Mataji.
When one engages in devotional service to the Lord in the 9 different kinds of bhakti yoga, as enunciated in authoritative scriptures such as hearing, shravanam, chanting, kirtanam, remembering, offering worship, praying, and offering personal service, either in one of them, or 2 or 3, or all of them, he naturally has no opportunity to engage in the service of the three modes of material nature. Unless one has good engagements in spiritual service, it is not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. Those who are not
Hold on. So
devotees.
now here it is being explained, you see. This
Yeah.
is very important point. Unless one has good engagements in spiritual service, it is not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. We have only two options. We don't have a third option. Either spiritual service or material service. If you are not doing any spiritual service, automatically the mind will be attracted to material things. Spiritual activity or material activity. What is the third option I have? Absolutely none. There is no other third option. So if I'm not doing spiritual activity, mind will get attracted to all the worldly activities. What is going on in this world and all. That is there, that will go on. Whether I get myself attached, whether I do it or not, the world will run. Nobody can stop, but my life is also passing along with that. What is the whole purpose of being born in this world for us? What is the purpose of taking a human birth? Not to spend my time like the dogs and cats, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That everybody is doing, all the living entities are doing, the birds are doing, animals are doing, human beings are doing. Everybody is doing that. But as an intelligent person, what should I do? I must ask questions. If I have come into this world, material world, how should I get out of this? Why did I come, first of all, into this material? Why am I going through this repeated birth and death? Is there a way to get out of this birth and death? Yes. Everybody is there. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Sukha Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Krishna is explaining that. Janma, Mrityu, Jara is old age, Vyadi is again all diseases, Sukha, Dukkha, all these things are happening in this world for everybody, not only for human beings, for all the species of life. Even animals fall sick, birds also fall sick, aquatics fall sick, everybody falls sick. Even the plants fall sick, is it not? We see that even the plants fall sick. So everybody is passing through that. And even if you have to pass through like that only, what is it? Why am I born like this? Shouldn't we ask this question to ourselves? Is this why I have been born here? Just like anybody else being born, come, go and then die like anybody. This is stupidity, because again I know that I will be born again. Because I can see so many people are being born, so many people are dying. That the same thing is happening, will happen to me also. Is there a way out? Yes, there's a way out. And that is being taught to us by the Shastras. There's a way out. There is another place. Taktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti su Arjuna is being said. Is it not? Na surya na shashanko na pavaka. Yadgatva nivartante taddama paramam mama. That also is being understood. Yadgatva nivartante taddama paramam mama. That is under shloka. So Bhagavad Gita, 2-3 slokas, the Krishna has very clearly said, once you attain my abode, you will never come back to return to this material. After all, what is this material world? How does Krishna is the creator of this material world. And in the 10th chapter, is it not? 8th chapter, he is explaining it. Dukkalayam ashashvatam, he is explaining. This place is totally a place of miserable place, he says. This is a miserable place, Dukkalayam, and impermanent. And this is not a permanent place. But people like us foolishly try to make this place a permanent place for us. No, I can see around me, people are dying. So one day I know by my application, my mind, that I will also die one day. I cannot live here permanently. Then, but what am I trying to do always? I'm trying to make this place permanent place. I'm doing so many things. So there are three places, there are three places when we get this real knowledge and the real realization we get. When I go to this Smashana Bhumi, I get the realization. Finally, even I have to come here only. I have to also come here. What is the big point in doing everything? Instead, I should worship Krishna and I should become his devotee and try to get out of this world. Never come back into this material world. So in that Smashana Bhumi, I get that realization. But the minute the cheetah is burnt, when the corpse gets burnt, the dead body is burnt, and I'm out of that cremation ground, out of the smashana bhumi, that Maya catches me again, and I'm back into my regular material activities. Number two, when we are attending such pravachans, at that time also we realize, what am I doing? Whatever is being told in the Shastra, scripture is so true. I must try to follow this. Especially when you are in the association of devotees sitting in the temple and listening to this pravachan, you get this thought. What is being told is right, truth. We must try to adopt it in our life. That time Maya doesn't attack you. But the minute you come out of that temple, after the pravachan is over and you come out, all this Maya and the three gunas who are sitting on the trees, they come and catch you. And you are back to your regular material activities. The third situation where you remember these things is when you are on a sick bed. You are very badly affected. You are very sick. You are not able to do anything. At that time also you realize, what is this body? This body, I'm getting so many problems, so many difficulties are there. Why am I struggling, suffering like this? There's no point in living in this world. I should leave this body. And for that, I need Krishna's grace. Somehow or the other, I must become a devotee of Krishna. And I must do everything for Krishna so that I don't take birth again. Because if I take birth again, I'm going to get again under this material body, which means I have to again undergo sufferings. So I don't want a birth only. I think like that. But the minute I'm about 50% better off, I am improving, 50% improvement comes, my WhatsApp comes in my hand. And I want to deal with everybody, understand what is going on around and all this. But if I remember these three situations forever, I will never get into this trap of material attachment. I will be totally off and I will focus completely on Krishna and Krishna consciousness. Very difficult. For that only it is being told, because it's a difficult thing, associate with Krishna, associate with the devotees. And in the association of devotees, do devotional service. Then if that happens, then the three modes of material nature cannot affect you in any way. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge and renunciation, by practicing yoga, the mind is always fixed in devotional service, until Supreme Personality one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. Mataji, continue from there, you will read.
Who are not devotees, therefore are interested in so-called humanitarian or philanthropic work, such as opening a hospital or charitable institution. These are undoubtedly good works in sense that they are pious activities, and their result is that the performer may get some opportunities for sense gratification, either in this life or in the next. Devotional service, however, is beyond the boundary of sense gratification. It is completely spiritual activity. When one engages in the spiritual activities of devotional service, naturally he does not get any opportunity to engage in sense gratificatory activities. Krishna conscious activities are performed not blindly but with perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, result in liberation in this very life. The person who performs such acts gets in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya therefore approved the process of hearing from realized devotees about the pastimes of the Lord. It does not matter to what category of this world the audience belongs. If one meekly and submissively hears about the activities of the Lord from a realized soul, he will be able to conquer the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unconquerable by any other process. Hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization. Any other activity, if you want to be free from the influence of the material distresses, material pangs, then the only way is by associating with devotees of the Lord, and not trying to do it independently, trying to read independently. Yes, we have to read also some, but we read independently, but then we make it a point to associate with devotees. Here also practically we have to see, at least once a week, we are conducting this class once a week, right? Once a week if we attend like this, it's very good. This way also we are associating, online association, not as good as offline association, but this is okay. Something is better than nothing. Best is where physically people associate, physically devotees come together, associate, do kirtanas together, and also be in the and do seva for the Supreme Lord, do Vaishnava seva, everything they do it together, and that is more effective. So with this, I will stop the class for the day. So what are the takeaways you have got? One by one, please tell. So how many people are here today? So many as I suppose everybody will have a chance to, everybody will be able to say. And yeah, please. So who would like to start?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hemlata, yes.
Association with devotees is very important. But here I have a small doubt.
No, we'll come to the questions again, Hemlata. But just
Yeah.
we'll just do the takeaways first. We'll see, and then we'll come to
So
the
the association with the right people, with devotees, is a very important. Is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a subject matter for discussion today. That's a topic. Yeah, correct. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Controlling the mind is the root, is the first step towards Krishna consciousness. That is what I have understood on text 26. Hare Krishna.
No, sir, it's not like that. Controlling the mind will automatically come when you start doing devotional service. So you cannot first control the mind and then do the devotionals. Impossible. Because the mind can never be controlled by anybody. Because that's what Arjuna also tells in Bhagavad Gita, the mind is so chanchala, the mind cannot be controlled. But what is being told is that when you keep doing devotional service in the association of devotees, then gradually the mind will come under control.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Good. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Gita. Saurabh Pandya, bolo.
Sir, what I take is that we have to think constantly about Krishna for attaining Krishna consciousness.
But thinking about Krishna constantly will be possible only when you are in the association of devotees.
Yes, sir.
Because there everybody is doing that. Just like if your Krishna consciousness is something which cannot be performed separately, all alone it cannot be done.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
It has to be done only in the association of devotees, then it has got a good impact on us. Then only we learn more in that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Gita.
And then try to give up the material things, not think of the material things all the time, and think of God and helping others with whatever little you can do. Seva service.
There are process of devotional service. That was process of devotional.
What is it? Yeah, process. What are the process of devotional service, Sunta Mataji?
Like hearing, chanting, and
yeah, correct. Yeah. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. These are the 9 processes of,
becoming like a mind and surrendering everything to the Lord. That is
okay. Yeah. Atmanivedana. Yeah, correct.
And then what you said that about that sadhus not experience the miseries, the material.
That's the thing, yes. Yes, sadhus do not experience any material miseries. Correct.
Yes. Because they are free from the attachment in the material world. That is.
Yes, correct. Yes, right. Anybody else?
And in this, I think you said the shlok that my mane eva the manadasva my buddhi nivesa, nivashisrimad eva, ata urdo samshaya, means just remember about me. So your mind on me, that is what Krishna says, that it's your mind on me, so that you are engaged in the devotional service, you will live with me always. There is no
Yeah,
choices.
correct. Right. Yeah. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Yeah,
Hare
Mridula
Krishna.
Mataji. Yes, Balraj Patil, Prabhu. Yeah.
After repeated, of course, that is that you have your control over your karmas, not on the fruits of your karmas.
Yeah, correct. So we have to all do our karmas, and finally, that the devotee realizes. A devotee realizes that. But a non-devotee doesn't realize it so easily. That's why he gets affected. If he's putting in so much effort and if he doesn't get the result, he is very badly affected by that. But a devotee is not bothered. He knows ultimately everything is in the hands of Krishna. Yeah, next. Yeah, Mridula Mataji. Very good. Conclude. No.
Study of Shastra. This purpose is studying alone is not possible to get perfect knowledge. So learn from
Yes,
devotee, that is a guidance of Guru. That pure devotees only we can understand the perfect knowledge. That's one point,
correct.
Prabhuji. Then another one, discussion about Supreme Lord only we can get real happiness. So discussion about Supreme Lord and his pastimes and his pure devotees Leela, that only we can free
Yes,
from all material attachment. Then only our
yes,
attachment is through Supreme Lord. Then another
correct.
point means this human form. After many, many birth, we got this human form. We have to utilize this human form very perfect and important to think ourselves. Why we got this birth? Everything is very important. We can get knowledge from
Mm,
this human birth. And our
mm.
three gunas, it will not affect Prabhu. Association with the devotees, always engage in devotional service. These three mode of material nature, it will not affect. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a hearing and always association with the devotees. This is very, very important in our life. Then we can go back home very easily, probably, without any obstacles.
Correct. Exactly. Very nice. So I would request Mridula Mataji why she's able to answer all these things, because she's keeping a notebook and writing down when I'm talking. So if others can also do that, then it will be very easy for you to recall. Because what happens is when the class is going on, when we hear, we think that I've understood it, I'll be able to remember it. But then we forget it. You see, and today only I read one good morning message. The 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 way we cheat ourselves is to believe that I will be able to remember afterwards. We cheat ourselves like that, thinking that I will be able to remember afterwards whatever I have heard or whatever I read. No, we tend to forget. So, if possible, keep a book, write down the points that will be helpful even later on, whenever you want to refer to it. Okay, Hemlata, you had a question. Go ahead with the question, please.
I was just, when you were discussing about antagonistic people, and a question came to my mind. When we see our scripts and find that a negative person like Ravana was Shiv Bhakt, or many negative characters were also, they got mokshas because they were some gods bhakts. They used to pray. It's just that they had some negative personalities. So antagonistic person, if he chants regularly Krishna, will he get moksha?
No,
Oh, yeah.
he will not. Even he has to improve. Ultimately, the right quality he has to get. Now, talking of Ravana, let me also explain to you. Ravana also got moksha because he was killed by the Supreme Lord, by Rama. Because anyone is touched by the Supreme Lord, automatically, immediately he is purified. But a person who is antagonistic and is chanting the holy name of the Lord, yes, it will take time, but he will improve. But he is on the right path already. He may not get moksha in this janma. When we say moksha, we have to understand moksha means really going back to Goloka Vrindavana or Vaikuntha Lokha. That is what actual moksha is. So that he will also get, but he is already on the right path. That antagonistic feelings and other things, those things will have to go out of his mind. It should go out of his character. And that takes time. But if he is in the association of devotees, it will be done very fast. Because there he will learn. Because he is able. See, there are two ways in which we learn. One is that by observing others, we learn one thing. And second is certain things we learn on our own also by studying. And when you are in the association of devotees, you observe so many things. And that rubs on us very much. And that rubbing has got more impact than reading on our. So if I have got an antagonistic mind, it will take some time for me to improve, but then surely I will improve and I'll be able to change myself. Right? Is it okay, Emma? You got the answer?
Yes. I got it. Hare Krishna.
Hare
I have
Krishna.
small query. As you mentioned about Ravana getting moksha because he was killed by Lord Rama. Does it apply to Bhishma Pitama also similarly?
That is applied to?
Does it apply to Bhishma Pitama in some sense? That
obviously.
He got liberated from his body only by when he saw or met Krishna.
Yes. See, Bhishma Pitama was already a pure devotee of the Lord. Even without seeing the Lord, he would have been able to go back to God. But he was waiting to see the Lord. He knew that Krishna will come. So, what is happening is that Balraj Prabhu, Bhishma Pitama was already a pure devotee of the Lord. And for him, the liberation was already guaranteed. But he still wanted to see Krishna before leaving the body. Because he had that Icha Shakti, Icha Mrityu, Vardhan. So what he did, he waited for Krishna to come and show his, Krishna to come and give his darshan, and he was waiting. And Krishna was also, see the whole scene Krishna created, because Yudhishthira Maharaj was very much devastated. He thought that so many people have been killed and all these people have been killed because of me and all these things, feelings he had. So what happened was, Krishna was trying to convince him, but Krishna also made sure that Yudhishthira is not convinced by his talking. So Krishna suggested, why not we go and see Yudhishthira Maharaj? So why not we go and see Bhishma Pitama? Because Krishna knew that Yudhishthira will accept whatever Bhishma Pitama will say. And taking that as an excuse, Krishna brought Yudhishthira and all the Pandavas to Bhishma Deva because he knew that Bhishma is waiting for him. And like you rightly said, he saw Krishna and then he left his body. Is it okay, Balraj Prabhu? Understood?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah, right. Hare Krishna. Any other questions anybody has got?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, whenever we are chanting in the house, our mind is going around us.
Prabhu, tell me again, whenever you are.
Prabhu, whenever we are chanting in the house, my mind is rounding. In the same chanting, going to Dham, we are completing more than 16 rounds.
Yes.
This is with association.
Yes.
And the devotees.
Yes, it is because of the association of the devotees and the impact of the purity of the Dham. Dham is very pure. That is why all these Tirtha Dhams one has to visit regularly. But just visiting, taking bath in the river and coming, that is not going to help you.
No use.
That's of no use. Bhagavatam says that when you visit a Dham, you should meet the devotees, you should spend time with devotees, learn from the devotees, then only your visit to Dham is successful. Otherwise, it's just going to a Dham, taking bath and coming back, giving some dakshina there to some people who are coming. Bhagavatam says that is not really impactful.
Yes, bro.
So, association of devotees and purity of the Dham, that has an impact. Yes, right. Yeah, Ramakrishna Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I was listening intensely. There are one question I wanted. Basically, you mentioned in the initial stage also, and now also in the clarification, that when you're leaving this world, did you think about Lord Krishna? How does that happen? Because you see, it can happen when you are ailing for some time and praying to Lord and things like that, and that is fine. But when the death comes suddenly, in such cases, even though you may be like it happened in my personal case, which uh, you know, how does, I mean, the person would be a devotee of Lord Krishna very much. In fact, our house is also full of Lord Krishna's photos and things like that. I don't know what is the answer to that, because did she get time to talk to Lord Krishna or no, or what? I mean, I'm just a little confused. This thought came the moment you started saying that, so I was just wanting to ask this for quite some time. Thank you.
So Krishna explains this in Bhagavad Gita also. It says, Krishna says in the 8th chapter, this is being discussed, and that is being told that whoever thinks of me at the time of death, surely they will attain me, and of this there is no doubt. Of this there is no doubt.
Can you?
Krishna
I'll just
says.
mute my. I can't hear you properly.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So Krishna says in the 8th chapter that whoever thinks of me at the time of death, they will surely attain me, and of this there is no doubt. He says that. Okay. Now, how do I think of Krishna at the time of death? There are two ways. One is that where I'm regularly chanting Krishna's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This I keep on chanting throughout my life and keep doing devotional service. And where in a day out of 24 hours, almost about 12, 14 hours, 16 hours, I'm spending only in Krishna consciousness. Then even when I'm sleeping, my mind is thinking of Krishna consciousness. Just like when you're working in an office for about, nowadays the children are working for 14 hours, 8 is 12 hours, minimum 12 hours is minimum. 14 hours, 16 hours. The mind doesn't get switched off. Even after coming home, they work. They're doing all these things. So even when they're sleeping, what is running in their head? The office is only running in their head. Similarly, when you are doing Krishna consciousness so much, Krishna is what is running in your head later on. And at that time, if you're going to leave your body, automatically you are already in the Krishna consciousness and you are leaving the body. Number one. But for some reason, you are not able to think of Krishna at that time for various reasons. Krishna says that I will make sure that you remember me at that time. Others may not know whether they are remembering it or not. Like you may be sitting next to that person, but still you may not know whether that person is calling out the Lord. Not necessarily that person has to call out by opening his mouth. Maybe in the heart of hearts, the person is calling out the Lord's name, and Krishna can hear that. Krishna is sitting inside as Paramatma. So he can hear and he knows that my devotee is calling me out. Okay, anybody else? Any other question? Otherwise, we'll have to wind up now. Over. Can I just understand one new person I saw today? The person, Rohini Madanu.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhu. This is one of our devotee Prabhuji. They are from Bangalore now. They returned from US. You can talk with them, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danvat Pranam. Hi, Lord Krishna.
Okay, all right. Most welcome. Thank you very much, everyone. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavatam Maharaj jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We meet again.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.